Let's go to Roger Stone. I haven't talked to him since last night to get his take on Crapgate, and just how incredible it looks using the same thing. We have Twitter executives calling their users any Christians, any conservatives, Trump, Julian Assange, American flag, SHIT people. They always invert. Then they say, oh, he said this quote, the same thing to change the #1 story from the truth to a lie. We have video. They don't.
Exactly.
Trump has all these witnesses saying he didn't say it. What do you make of this, Roger Stone?
Well, I got to tell you, Alex, I've been watching CNN. I've seen Jim just whip himself into this is the best day this guy's had in years as they try to trounce on the president. But look, they had to find some way to distract from the fact that African-American unemployment is at the all-time lowest it has ever been in the entire nation's history. They've got to find some way to distract from that. And what better way is this entire charade? Speaking of which, have you been to Haiti recently? If it weren't for the Clintons stealing all of that earthquake relief money, virtually all of it, literally billions, the country is destitute. The situation is dismal there. There is no housing. There are no schools. Disease is rampant. Unemployment is out of control. The country is a basket case. Why? Because after they were hit by natural disasters, Bill, as the head of the UN task force, and Hillary Clinton, heading the U.S. State Department, stole literally every single penny for themselves and their cronies, leaving Haiti in the dismal state it's in today.
Imagine if the president announced a press conference or a 30-minute speech to the American people saying, you know, the Clintons stole $2 billion. Even the media admits 99% of the money that was given. They're involved in all this. I've had aid for Haiti. I didn't say these things. And I call for criminal investigations of what they did in Haiti. The Haiti president, everybody's saying they robbed. The robbery is still ongoing. It's been going on. And imagine if you had a press conference to get back in their face and say, this is a counter to black unemployment being the lowest it's ever been in modern history, and my speeches and my commitment to try to direct new jobs, businesses, industry to black impoverished areas, true systems to actually help bring people up, true affirmative action. Shouldn't he have a press conference, say tomorrow night, or a speech to counter them right between the eyes?
I think it's good advice. I always believe in the immediate counterattack. Now, is there video existing of the president saying this?
No.
Because I haven't seen any. And the president denies it, and his witnesses who say he didn't say it. So it looks to me like a mainstream media manufacture, and it's meant as a distraction from the fact that Senator Feinstein got caught red-handed breaking the law in trying to further the Fusion GPS charade, the fact that the economy is cooking like never before, that the North and South Koreans are now at the table thanks to Donald Trump. Oh, my God, we've got to distract from all this good news. Trump is not only making America great, but he's moving us towards peace. So let's manufacture a new crisis in which we're able to call it racist.
Exactly. Roger, it does make sense that this could just be more fake news, because we even saw that the fake news media edited up a clip from that DACA meeting saying that Trump was going back on his DACA campaign promises, which we all know, if you watch the entire meeting, it's far from the truth, and they remove crucial points there. So it's very likely that this is not true, and Trump denying it makes it even more so. Well,
you've got some great points you're going to make right when we come back, but exactly. They lie at every angle. They tell supporters he's going to totally say 50 million can come here. You can be 80 years old from another country, you can come here. And then he didn't do that. And they hit the other side and go, oh, he's going to kill all the Mexicans. And then they go, oh, and he hates black people. And they go, oh, see, he's going to sell us out on DACA. Oh, he didn't do DACA. They lie at every level. It's just like total lies, total fraud. We're going to talk about that with Roger Stone, Millie Weaver, and more straight ahead, Infowars.com. So, Spinal Tap, makes a joke about their hellhole countries like North Korea or Venezuela. I mean, countries that don't have running water and have sewage running down the streets. That's how people do it. You just crap into the street. That's where the term SHIT, hole, comes from. But the president says he hasn't said it. You've got these witnesses saying he hasn't said it. I want to know why the Oxford Dictionary says that they should be shut down and arrested because language is evil. Roger Stone riding shotgun with us. Rob Dew coming up. Millie Weaver, you've got a bunch of points to make, and I want to get Roger's take on what Trump needs to do about this, because you can't sit there while the Washington Post and Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world from slave labor and government kickbacks, does this. It's time to break his ass right now in his monopoly and take away the $1.48 he gets on every package.
Well, what's pretty clear to me after watching the entire meeting that was aired by the press, where Trump sat down with Democrat and Republican lawmakers to put together this DACA bill, what was apparent was that the Republicans were more than willing to compromise, and actually there were a good amount of Democrats that were willing to compromise, but there seemed to be a handful, like Senator Feinstein and others, that wanted to come out and say, well, no, we just want DACA, but we don't want to have to give an inch. We just want DACA. We don't want to give on the border security, which we know Trump is trying to push through with that. And so what I feel is that Trump made statements on Twitter that they put forward a really bad offer, which most likely we can assume he rejected. And this is the Democrats' way of throwing a hissy fit. Throwing a fit saying, look, the DACA thing isn't going to go through because Trump's a racist, not because we aren't willing to compromise. And that is exactly what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, so they just cooked it up and made it up.
Exactly.
And he's got to just counter that. Roger Stone, I mean, what does Trump need to do right now? I mean, this isn't really hurting him. In fact, it's backfiring, even though he didn't say it. People are going, yeah, Haiti is a crap hole or whatever. You know, didn't put down the people. It's a crap hole because the Clintons robbed it.
Well, look, Alex, Donald Trump is the greatest counterpuncher in American politics, maybe the greatest counterpuncher in our American political history. And he needs to get on offense. This is obviously a calculated distraction from the fact that he's succeeding across the board. Record stock market, unemployment at all-time lows. African-American unemployment at the all-time low. The South and North Koreans in peace talks. ISIS on the run. A solid conservative on the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump is delivering in spades. The Democrats must distract somehow from it. If I were the president, I would use the bully pulpit. I would call for a televised address to the nation, and I would get out there and counterpunch. The greatest single amount of chutzpah I've seen is a tweet I just read from Hillary Clinton, which accuses the president of being racist. Racist, Hillary? No, denying your husband's son, Danny Williams, banishing him. That's racist.
Calling black people super predators and passing laws to give them more time for the same drugs. We can play the clips of her saying it.
Exactly. Trump should actually point out what the Clinton Foundation did in Haiti and talk about, Democrats want to bring these people here as the solution. Why not talk about, the people staying there, fixing the nation, and Clinton Foundation companies not robbing those nations from funds that would have helped them.
Exactly. But again, I can't believe they're even trying to get away with this. I mean, this is just so transparent. Roger, this shows they're not giving up. I mean, listen, I'm against monopolies anyways, but you've got Google, Facebook, Twitter, all admittedly involved in censorship. You got Bezos owning the Washington Post as fake news. I think Trump needs to move against them and break them up right now. They're not ever going to come to the table. They are out to destroy this country. They're globalists. We got to deal with them right now. What do you think, Roger?
Well, but then you saw the president, solid instincts on the massive citizen surveillance bill before the United States Senate, tweets correctly that this is being used to spy on the American people, had been abused in the spying on his campaign, and then the very people that he hired, the people he appointed, and the Quislings in Congress get to him, and they turn him around. Again, the president's instincts correct, the people around him undermining those instincts. So he's got to get back on offense and realize this is all a giant mainstream media Democratic bait and switch. We've got to get people distracted from the fact that Trump is delivering, that America is on its way back. I'm for the fireside chat. I'm for the televised national address to the country. The country would be riveted, and the president would regain the initiative.
And they'd have to, not just a press conference, not just him, occasionally out talking to some firefighters. He needs to just look right in that camera and go over his points and go on the attack about the foundation, the Clintons. Look how fast Ted Cruz quit when he brought up his dad in the CIA and all that in the Bay of Pigs. I mean, he needs to go on total offense. But like you said, we now know why this happened. despite everything, his instincts, despite the insiders, the attacks, everything, we have the economy turned around, 2 million new jobs, record black employment, all these good things happening, double the amount of appointments for people in the VA and services, you know, turning the corner in less than 1 year because of his instincts and his will. But I was part of it. We were all conned by it, or at least most of us. Bannon goes in. We want to believe he's the good guy. The media told us he's the bad guy, so he must be the good guy. He goes in, he betrays, he brings in the globalists, he sabotages, he prepares the 25th Amendment, he gets caught, thrown overboard. We still cruise forward, weakened and wounded, but stronger than the globalists by far. And it's just so clear that now, because of Bannon, who brought in the coterie of globalists, the president isn't able to implement everything. And if they weren't in the way, where would we be, Roger, right now if it wasn't for Stephen Bannon and his Benedict Arnold, Judas Iscariot type activity?
No, I think you put your finger on it. What's amazing is how much the president has been able to achieve, giving the intractable opposition of the two-party duopoly and the elites of both of the national parties, which still resent his election, still can't get over it. He not only has their deep enmity, but their resolve to remove him has not flagged a single inch. I go back to New Year's Eve when we were high-fiving each other, and I said, you know, we're at a high point right now, but they will still seek to take him down. They will never admit his success. They hate his love for this country. They hate the fact that he's committed to a reform agenda and that he's destroying the...
Well, they call it mentally ill. They call it mentally ill. You're supposed to be a psychopath and screw all the people of the world. The things he's doing for us will raise wages globally. They've been a race to the bottom, like Ross Perot said. The elites want totally poor people in coffin apartments they control. Bezos admits that. And then Trump's countering that with a prosperity message. And all these people, Africa's being told you can't have cars, you can't have air conditioning by Obama. Trump says, yeah, you can have it all. And it's so obvious.
It is obvious. And, you know, Roger, I have a question for you. Do you think that it's possible that we could actually see the president come out and address the Project Veritas videos on Twitter and the censorship that has been going on and discrimination against people who have certain political...
Imagine a weekly address on each of these topics. Exactly. It would devastate them.
Like a fireside chats of issues, and he goes on the offense instead of always being on the defense for the fake
news. What we're saying is it must happen. They need to stop tying his hands, his instincts. Gosh, but the thing is that he's got advisors who'll give him disinfo. It's just, Roger, what do we do? This is so riveting. I can't turn away.
Well, you're exactly right. They are moving very, very, very quickly to shut down our access to social media. The reforms announced by Facebook yesterday, if you read...
It says if it's not friendly and nice, we're banning it, but the Democrats can say they're going to murder us. If we say, don't murder me, that's bad.
Well, and there's a direct quote. We're going to be showing you less news and more of what we want you to say. They're closing down channels on Facebook. Millions have already been disenfranchised. I know Republicans and conservatives and liberty-minded folks who own major Facebook channels who have lost millions and millions of followers and access in the last 72 hours. This is coming very rapidly. The president crows about his prowess on social media, but he has to come to grips with the fact that they are moving aggressively to shut him down.
By the way, the Communist Chinese 2 years ago announced this, where if you don't support their system, they're going to downgrade you on their own social media. And now they're showing you going, be positive, go along, shut up, and we'll make you big. If you don't, you're gone. But then by the time they've got everybody, they shut that down too. Now is the time.
Our country has never been more divided now that we have social media. If you really think about it, it's because we have these...
Oh, it was designed for a globalist takeover. We used it to defeat them.
They're trying to create a civil war. They're trying to create division. And then when you have Democrats out there in the media saying, oh, we're going to punch the president. Oh, you know, president is racist without any...
Sitting governor of Virginia.
Exactly.
But then he can say that. That can be on Twitter, Google, and Facebook. We just can't say that's wrong. That's not coming together in the little cult with the trendy, so that can't be heard. No, we're just going to call for Scalise's death and Trump's death, and you're going to sit there and take it. I want to come back with both of you after the 70-second break and recap this, Millie, because this is it. This is the fight. You want to defend the Republic. Trump was only the beachhead. You have to hand spread the live links. You've got to absolutely support these transmissions or they're going to win. And then Katie bar the door.